and welcome to Slade on Slade. This is my beautiful wife, Leslie. I am my beautiful self, Keith. And today's topic is going to be...
different types of editors.
See how quick I messed it up? I went right to her. Real quick, I want to pimp my book that's coming out, The House of Ribbons. Stay tuned!
So the first editor we're going to talk about is our developmental editors. And they
make sure everything makes sense.
So that's your story, your timeline, you're making sure that your plot makes sense.
Yeah, these are the people that look at it from an abstract point of view, further than a regular audience member would look at it. And their job is to find the flaw, fix the flaw, help things move forward. I am not feeling these lights. Stay tuned after these commercial announcements. The lighting will be different.
That we're going to talk about is the line editor. And this editor is the one that...
When you mean line editor, do you mean that's a different type of line, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not doing lines.
This is the line editor. Make sure.
It's a very specific joke, by the way.
This is the line editor is the one that actually makes sure that your lines are in the right language.
Yeah, they do the format, the writing format. No, the writing format as for this is the tone. You're in the wrong tone.
Yes.
Am I using format wrong?
Yes, I was thinking you're editing.
I was using format wrong. Hey, I'm just here to instill confidence that I'm a good writer. Just trust me. Give me that $1, please, and thank you.
So the next one is your proofreading editor.
Yeah, the proofreader is really, really important.
This is the one that picks up on your typos and errors that you missed.
Yeah.
Misspelled words. Like there, and there.
So I have a friend who is a writer, and he's been writing since the 80s, and he gave me a great bit of sage-like advice, I guess you would call it. For me, it's advice. But no matter how well you think you've done something, you could reread something 4 or 5 times over, and you will still miss that mistake simply because it's in the mind. And when you're looking at the paper, okay, you'll miss. I miss entire words, and I'll talk about. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's right there. Look at it right there, because she will print stuff off, and when we do our edit before I send it off to the editor, we do multiple. I do multiple drafts of the book before it ever gets to the editor, 3, 4 sometimes. And when I get to a certain draft, my wife will print out the chapter, and we will go over it line for line. And then she was like, is this what you wanted to say? We do our own version of editing, and that's how my revising works. And I'll say sometimes I'm like, that's another question?
That's another video.
Okay, well, let me just complete the thought. And then she'll say, the word's not in here, and I'll point to the screen, and then she'll say, where on the screen is your imagination telling you that word is? And then after the first 100 or so times, I really realized that it is hard to look at the screen and not see what your mind's eye sees. It doesn't exist in the real world. That will happen to all people. My buddy had suggested that, and I didn't understand until it started to happen, that these people are critical to making you look good.
You ever see that meme on Facebook where it's like
I see a lot of memes.
Where it's the first letter of one word and the last letter of the same word, and then the rest of it's jumbled up, and you can still read. Yeah,
your mind automatically takes it. And it's always somebody saying, if you could read this, you're brilliant. No, you can't. That's just how the human brain works. Stop trying to be clever. First off, it's a chain meme. Stop. You're 30-something years old, 20-something years old. Stop acting like you're 55 years old, and you're like, hey, keep the chain moving because it will give you bad luck if you break the chain. Yeah, well, I'll take that bad luck right on the face like a porn star. Stop sending...
Okay, and so the last editor that we have is the format editor, and this is the one that makes sure your shit's all the way it's supposed to.
This is the one that would normally work for a newspaper, right?
Yes.
So when you get these line editors and format editors, these are people with the qualifications high enough to work for a newspaper. I'm talking a national newspaper. These are people who are born to do the job they do, and they do an amazing job at that. The package I bought, I have the 3 editors.
Just 4.
4 editors. You name them up because you're good at that. Yeah. You write the check, so.
You have your format editor, your proofreading editor, your line editor, and your developmental editor.
This is why 6 to 9 months, the editing process, before you can even begin to put your book out. When you buy this package. Now, I'm not recommending you buy a package like that, but I recommend that if you have the money to do it, that you put your absolute best foot forward. Yeah, no, your best book forward, because if this is book 1 in a series of 5. If I were to stumble in a bad way, and I really considered self-editing this, it's so cringeworthy when I think about it too. But if I would have stumbled, which one of you would actually give me money for the next book? Why? Why would you do it? The book is 225,000 plus words. Book 4 is almost 250,000 words. Why would you do that if it's just going to be a nightmare to read? So when you get an extensive package, you're going to get 4 different human beings catching mistakes that even a great editor can still make a mistake. You're going to get these people to do that. And the long and short of it is, I saved for a long time to be able to do this, and because I want to give you the best. I want to be the best that I can, so I can become even better at it. I always advertise this, not advertise, I always recommend this. Editor, editor, editor. If you don't have the money now, save. But if you're just gonna ask for help on Twitter and Facebook, we know a guy that did that. There's a reason why you're gonna stumble hard and waste the money that you put out. And lastly, don't go hardcover right off the bat. Hardcover is for second edition after the book is sold really well, because you're gonna put a phenomenal amount of money in hardcover. Hardcover is a lot of expensive. So don't go hardcover right off the bat. Please spend the money on editors. Do we have any other questions?
That is all we have for you today. So if you like our content, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button below.
Send me those comments, anything you want.
And if you want more updates on the book or future videos that we do have, go ahead and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Did we get them all?
I think you did.
Yep.
My wife manages all that.
So that is all we have for you today. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.